Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Franz from the Lunar Nation podcast. I want to thank everyone for coming back and joining us for another episode. Before we get started, I want to introduce my fellow co-hosts. We got Harsh, Arrow, and Sagoon. Say what's up, y'all.
Yo, what's up, people?
What's going on? What's going on, Lunar Nation?
You're about like the show. It's your boy Arrow.
Thank you for those introductions, guys. I appreciate that. And yeah, welcome to the audience. I appreciate you guys coming in for another episode. And today we're going to be talking about a little bit what's going on in more of the culture media. I'm assuming everyone, for the most part, has been seeing what's going on with a fellow artist known as Kanye West and his behavior and rants that have been going on, and what's going on also in the corporate world in regards to that. So let's start off with whoever wants to start off with, Kanye West as a public figure.
Yeah,
Um, so when you want to start off with that, just a little bit about who he is, what he's done, what he means for a lot of people as far as culture.
yeah, for sure. I mean, growing up, if you were in the U.S., I mean, you surely heard of like Kanye song. Like growing up, I always used to listen to his music. I used to get inspired. He's actually like really really good. Personally, I still think he's still a good artist. And yeah, just growing up, I mean, the Yeezy brand as well. That's something that's been like really really influential. I own a couple of Yeezys. And I just think, yeah, it's very comfortable. I see what Kanye has done recently, and
Yo, Sagoon, we don't want to know how comfortable Yeezys are.
no, I'm just saying in
No.
relation because it's Kanye is associated with it,
And
right?
also, we're not here to know how many pair of Yeezys you own, man. No one wants to know
He's
that.
not he's
Yeah,
not gonna own much
I'll
soon
quickly
because
say this.
that's gonna be inflated. He's gonna sell it for like triple the price.
No, they're not gonna get sold because they stink probably by now. So I'm sure they're not gonna get
I mean,
sold.
it's
So
I have used them, but yeah,
there
back to
you go.
topic. Back to topic. What I want to say is this recent controversy, even listening to Kanye, has disappointed me based off what he's done, but there is always a reason of why Kanye has been doing it because he was a billionaire. He's in a position of where he is because of the way that he structured things, and there must be some kind of tactical or plan to this. So yeah, that's
Yo,
what.
yo. So you guys hear me? All right. So situation with Kanye West. Let me tell you, he was going west, and then all of a sudden, he started going east, and then now he's going down south. So, which basically means like all that empire he built, all that hustle and bustle, in a matter of what, like 2 weeks or 5 days. Correct me wrong, Franz, but he just blabbered, and there's an old saying that says, "Don't think before you talk." And I don't think he thought it through really well, and he just opened his mouth, and that was his end.
Even Trump said he was crazy. So now that's saying something, right? So
So so I know we everyone's been seeing like the
In
big
case
news.
takes one to know one when Trump said that.
Thank you, Hart, for that comment. We appreciate your feedback. Um,
How
so
harsh
here's the
was
thing. I
harsh
know
with
I
you
know a
is
lot of people have been looking at like all these companies that have been detaching from him, but I'm not sure a lot of people know how it all started. So back in 2013, Kanye started. He left Nike and he went with Adidas and obviously started Yeezy. And every year that company for the past few years they've been doing over $2 billion in revenue. So just 10% of their revenue comes from Yeezy. So that's a good chunk of their revenue. And recently I know that Kanye was saying that he wasn't being invited in the meetings between Adidas and Gap's. He was being left out, and they were trying to steal some of his ideas and not put his name on products. So that's what he started going off on a tangent rant against like the executive members and board members. Calling them out on Instagram, calling their names out, making fun of them, calling them names. And then he did get support from like big time artists, like P Diddy, aka Sean Combs, Swiss Beats, and a lot of the people from the hip hop culture were kind of backing him up. But then all of a sudden, he was doing a fashion show for Balenciaga, and then was wearing a White Lives Matter shirt, which um, it kind of upset people in the hip hop culture because he was wearing a shirt that other people were supporting, like the Black Lives Matter movement. And then during that time, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but Candace Owens did documentary that kind of pointed the flaws out for like the BLM movement and the people behind it that were taking donations and not really spending it to help the people in need and support the cause, but we're using that money to pay family members, buy houses, take lavish trips and whatnot. So there's been a lot of controversy going on, and so then slow and steady, this guy started sending out tweets about going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people and saying that George Floyd death was not by the cop but by fentanyl. So it started a lot of controversy, and a lot of people were getting upset with that.
Yeah.
Now, I
Uh,
wanted to ask you guys, where do you think he was going with this? Because I know he's been saying some he's had like rants and sporadic behaviors in the past. I mean, several years ago, he tried to run for president. He was saying that the slavery was a choice and whatnot. So he's had rantics in the past. But what made you guys think he had this rant right now, and what do you think he was trying to go with it, or you think it was a sporadic behavior from people say he has bipolar disorder?
yeah, bipolar disorder. Yeah, that's kind
I
of what I was
think
thinking of.
I think he's got. I mean, it might be bipolar disorder, but it's just that he wasn't making big news. So maybe just another stunt. I don't know.
You
Just
think he
throwing it
wants to
out
be
there.
relevant again? Kanye
Yeah,
wants.
I mean, he just wants ice turned on back to him. That's about it.
You know
Probably
what?
that's it.
You know what he should have done? He should have took a break, a long break. He should have went to Bali. I don't know. You should have went to Cancun, some kind of island resort, just like chill.
I think he can. I mean,
Uh, No, no, no,
he's
no,
very
no.
rich.
He's chilling every day.
Prior to what he did, I'm saying he should have just cooled down because he just erupted like like there's an old saying I keep saying: if you're chilled too long or if you're mad, you gotta explode. And like tension is released. Do it in the water, and obviously the things he says is wrong, but what I'm trying to say is like he had tensions from elsewhere, and he needed to release that somewhere else, where away from the public. But what he did was completely, off the table.
You just want to say no one can always say I'm chill.
I know someone who says I'm chilled, but like I said,
Yeah.
there's a
Also,
major explosion coming.
Inside joke, audience. Inside joke.
he went to the Drinks Champ podcast too. I think Franz, you know more about this. I think you've
Yeah,
listened.
I actually heard a part of that interview, maybe a
Yeah,
good like hour and a half.
yeah. It was like an hour and a half, and he was
Man,
saying
that guy
like,
went off on everyone.
yeah, he was on a massive rant. I mean, he was saying like, yeah, I can say all this anti-Semitic stuff. Adidas can't drop me. He was making all these like claims and accusations, and he said about the DeathCon 3. I think that's where you came up with that.
I want to know though. I want to know though. Is Adidas big or is Nike big? I think most of the people buy Nikes. That's about it.
I think I would say personally,
Adidas is still. I mean, they're not a small company either. They're
no, they're
big.
pretty big. I
No, I
think
understand they are, but I mean at this point in time, if you look around, Adidas stores aren't as flooded as Nike stores.
yeah, but if you compare this to like European, right? I think
Mhm.
Adidas originated from Europeans, so I believe it. I think they're from
Germany,
Germany. Yeah, they're from
Germany.
Germany. So I think they're more primarily popular in European areas in the Asian markets, and Nike's more popular in the U.S. markets. So maybe that's why. But Nike does have a fair competition too. I preferably favor Nike. So
You
yeah.
know what? I'm curious with all this event and all this like situation happening. What is Kanye West's next move? That's always like bothering my head when I keep thinking about it.
What's
Well,
his
I
next move? I'm pretty sure one of the other capitalist companies is going to come and capture Kanye as
Oh,
their partner again, and he's going
Rumble,
to be back
Rumble.
in.
who
Is it
who are you
Rumble?
thinking? Are
Yeah,
you talking
Rumble.
about a social media company?
I mean, it could be whatever because he already is a big established name. I know he lost a lot
Yeah,
of
but
money because of cutting
he's a
ties off with Adidas, but he still has a lot of influence. He still has name out there. Like if you
yeah. But
type
the thing
Kanye
is,
West, that's the first thing.
if you start saying things that are going against different people, different races, different communities, what company is going to support that? Because they're at the end of the day, these
People
companies
love
are.
controversy.
No,
People love
what's
controversy.
crazy?
Yeah, but
Everybody
they
likes
don't love
controversy.
when it hurts their pockets, though. They don't
Donald
love when it
Donald
hurts their
Trump kept
pockets.
saying
I
China. Donald Trump kept saying China every time Kobe was like China. That's China. So I mean, he was
Yeah,
also
but that was different. That was political. This is more business side
Yeah,
because these
this
companies like Adidas was they don't wanna be offending different people in different communities because at the end of the
it's
day
here's
their
a
own
thought.
brand.
it's gonna affect their
It's
Here's
image
their
trying
and
to
their
make money,
profit.
bro. Adidas
here's
obviously.
a thought.
point.
Here's a thought. I'm pretty sure whatever company Kanye West goes to, they're probably gonna sell pretty good in Germany. What do you say about that?
Wait,
Oh,
wait, say that one more
yeah,
time.
yeah. Well, I think this is from Germany.
I know, but I'm just saying, whatever next company that Kanye West goes for is probably gonna sell good in Germany. I'm just saying.
Nah, I don't think so, man. I don't
Yeah,
Also,
know.
I know,
I
I
mean,
know, I
yeah.
know. Times have changed, but it's still.
Also, one other thing is, did you guys hear about Kanye West buying Parlor?
well, I
Parlor
don't
is.
think he's bought it. I think he's looking into buying it,
I thought, I
possibly.
thought, I thought he said he actually bought Parlor, the whole thing.
Man, everyone's saying a lot of stuff. I don't even
I
know if
think
he's
I
still
think
gonna
it's just
buy it.
news. I think it's just news being like thrown out there. But from what I read, I thought it said Kanye West has an acquisition. I'll double check. But there was something about Kanye West and actually no,
There's
you're right.
speculations that
Yeah,
he's
this is
trying
speculation.
that he might buy it.
Hey, was it Andrew Tate who talked about Kanye West or something on their
He did
Uh,
public?
yesterday. He did yesterday. So
Oh,
he was in
I know he had a big podcast yesterday. He was with
yeah.
actually 6ix9ine and
Yeah,
Steve
he
will
was with
do it.
69 and Steve will do it. And let me tell you, I watched the whole thing, and he was talking about Kanye, and he was joking that Kanye is gonna be coming next to Rumble because of how canceled he's been. And Tate was saying like this is kind of like similar to what's happened to Tate because you know how
Surprisingly, I mean, Rumble's been getting a lot bigger. They've been getting a lot of like celebrity endorsements, so you never know. Rumble might be like the next big thing to like come
yeah.
out.
man, should we cash in on Rumble? Do you think we should
Buy
I
cash
don't
in
know.
on
Rumble
Rumble?
stock.
Their stock is
Buy
only like
Rumble stocks.
$8, so
Yeah, and it has popped. So ever since Tate went in, that thing has skyrocketed. Obviously, it's lowered down again. But I think if more and more of these influential people move to these different like platforms like Rumble, I think it's just gonna keep popping
You,
because Rumble is a free speech platform, so they
you know,
could literally say whatever.
Jackson was in Rumble. That shit would be popping.
what was that?
What do you say?
Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson at his height, yeah, he was a really popular
And
man.
we're talking people that are alive. What are you talking about?
Okay, okay, you didn't get the metaphor. The metaphor was if Michael Jackson was alive and he went to Rumble, that it would pop, like it would like be very busy.
It would probably get views from Arrow for sure.
Let me tell, hold on,
But
hold on. Not trying to change the subject, but if you ever listen to that song Thriller, that's like till this day is still popular.
it is. It is.
Bro, I don't
It's
know what you're trying to connect right now. Thriller was made 40 years ago. I don't know what you're trying to connect right now.
What I'm trying to say is like
Yeah, I don't know, Arrow. No one
it's
gets you, man.
it's his popularity. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thriller
Anyone
is
that is
it
popular.
is a good song, but it's just
No, it
not
has
really.
nothing to do with the song. I'm just saying Michael Jackson was a very popular man.
Okay,
So
but that's his music. This is like right here is getting like more towards business side and also a little bit of politics involved in regards to Rumble being more on the conservative side because there's more there's the speech is not really censored in there. Whereas if you go on YouTube, you can get strikes and banned, aka like Andrew Tate got banned on YouTube or on
Steve
the
will
social
do
media.
it.
Even
Steve will do
Kanye
it.
got banned on Twitter and Instagram, so he can't even post on there.
Wait, did he actually get banned today? I thought
I don't know if it
he
was today, but it was recent. I mean, if not today, it was
no,
probably the
he's
last
not
couple
banned
days.
anymore. He's not banned anymore. Actually,
He's
I think.
not. I'm pretty sure I heard that he was banned, if not suspended.
No, I can see his account. No, he's
Can
not
you?
banned. Yeah, yeah, it's Ye.
Hmm.
So Kanye legally changed his name to Ye, so it's Ye
It's not Yee, it's Yay.
or Ye or
Yay,
whatever.
yay, dude! What the
Ye.
man?
Man, this guy, you buying this guy's shoes, products, listen to his music, and don't know how to pronounce his
Yeah,
name.
Ye. Okay, Ye.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
Ye.
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing. You're Yeezy stink too, so
Oh, come
you
on,
probably
Harvey.
just don't.
I was gonna give it to you, but you know what? Not anymore.
Man, I would not want them. Trust me.
okay. Come back to topic. So listen, check this out. So now that we know Kanye West, his empire is like on the verge of collapse, or if not collapse. The real question I want to ask is, what would happen to all his music that is being hosted on channels like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and so on? So would they
I
be
think
taken down?
I think personally, yeah, I obviously they'll
I
take
mean,
them.
he's still gonna get royalties. I think he's still gonna make money off of the music. That's not going anywhere. People are not
I
gonna
just
ban
think
his old music.
he's gonna get taken off of Spotify. He's gonna get taken off
But I
of
think
Apple
what the
Music.
thing is
Why?
that
No,
Why is he gonna take it off of Spotify?
just because of just the stance. They don't support
No,
anti-Semitic.
so that's the thing. I mean, he's not going live on Spotify. Spotify can still keep his music up there, and whoever listens to it, they just make money off of them. That's about it. If no one listens to it, it's just still there because they've already paid for it, and it's already under contract.
Yeah, but I think
They
what the
make money
question,
off
the
of each play.
right, but I think what the question is just like how Adidas had a contract with Kanye. What if Spotify and Apple just decide to completely remove his music
Exactly, they can do
from their
that.
playlists?
They have the power to do that.
The Pirate Bay will come back. I don't know if you guys remember the Pirate Bay where you go
Oh
down.
yeah, Pirate Bay, dude. Yeah, 100%, all the way.
I
Pirate
don't
Bay,
even
all
know
the
what
way,
that
man.
They
is.
will bring that back because at the end of the day, royalties will be like, all right, screw you. You take me down. Forget royalties. We're just
Everyone
gonna
will
pay
be
for free.
pirating Kanye's music, so for sure. I don't
Yeah, I
know
don't
if
know.
you
Then
But
there's
then
still
Kanye's gonna come back on Rumble. That's for sure.
he
He's
might
gonna get back
upload it
on
on
Rumble.
Rumble. Who knows? He might upload his new album, whatever album that comes up on Rumble. So I'll say about that. Also, I don't know if you guys know like Rolling Loud and all those events. I don't think he'll be able to perform in those
yeah,
anymore.
but he was never really doing festivals like that. That guy's like
I mean, he
we.
wasn't, but let's say, but wasn't his name listed in one of the Rolling Louds?
No, I don't believe so. I don't
Did
believe
he
so.
not? Did he not define himself as a businessman? So as a businessman, I think he's more pivoting away from music and trying to create like larger streams of revenue because I think in his mind he probably realized that music is controlled probably by these certain executives that make the most money, and he was like, I want
Yeah,
to be a cut of that instead of me being the
He,
pawn and they're
he,
the chess players.
Sure, sure.
yeah,
I
no, that's
understand where you're coming from. You're right. He's obviously going to make more money from these business ventures than usually from the music. That's for the most part with almost every single artist. They make most of their money from endorsements and business ventures than royalties from their music because at the end of
also
the day, for the most part, these artists don't control 100% of their masters. It's usually either by a label or they're not pulling enough streams to make enough money from their music than they are from their business ventures.
also they go to tours as well. So that's also a majority of what they make too. So
Okay, thank
besides
you,
the royalty,
Sagan.
no worries. Yeah.
But no,
Well, for
I was trying to listen to a podcast they actually did with Lex. I think I'm not sure if a lot of people know, but Lex, there's this guy named Lex. He does a podcast. He's a very chill guy. He seems like I've seen some of his episodes. They're pretty good. He's a very good journalist slash interviewer. But
is he
for
good
the
on
brief,
White?
what was that?
Can we get on his podcast?
Yeah,
I'm sure
Lunar
that we
Nation
get
and
maybe
Lex.
like 250, 300,000 subscribers and make a little bit of a name of ourselves. I'm sure we can probably get a spot on for one of you guys
Yo,
to join.
people, go
Yeah,
subscribe.
come
What
on,
you doing,
listen.
man? Get
Come
us
on,
on Alexa's
Listen,
podcast.
listen.
share this.
I tell you what, if you're stuck in your little cube in your box in your work, there's no way you'll be able to meet him unless you get out of that little box.
I mean,
Okay, so let me get back to my point while you guys talk about your little boxes and cubicles, eating your little
that's what the
cheese.
We've already talked about boxes and cubicles in a lot of
Arrow
episodes.
really likes boxes and cubicles, so I just wanted to say
What
that.
I was trying to get at,
What I'm trying to say is, we got you have to think outside the box in order to make it, not inside the box.
Arrow man, you can't even fit in the box, bro. Let alone trying to be in the box. All right, so let me go back to my original topic before I lose my train of thought. Um, so what Arrow was mentioning before is this guy wanted to be a businessman. In the podcast that he was talking about with Lex, he was talking about how he wanted, kids to really focus on engineering, and that he was really saying that history, math, like all these curricular classes that people are taking in school right now are really bogus, and that people should focus on, engineering, figuring out how to build stuff, how to build life, whether it's social engineering, mechanical, just things that can help people improve their daily habits, their mentality, things of that nature. And one good point that he brought up was as far as what kind of legacy wants to live, it wants to leave for this world is if you were the way he brought it up was like this. At the end of the day, he's like, I don't want people to remember my name. I want them to remember what I did. At the end of the day, people are gonna forget about me. And he brought an example of people that have created whoever created the sidewalk, whoever created the street, whoever created the fountain. I mean, people use the sidewalk every day. People use the street every day, the road. These were created, thousands of years ago, but no one really knows who exactly was the person that came up with the genius idea of, creating these mechanical.
Thomas Edison light bulb.
Well, I'm talking about that, but I'm talking about like just giving you like an
I get it.
example.
I
You
know.
know what
I
I
get
mean?
it. I
No one
understand.
really knows who created the
Marx was just
road, but he's saying that genius thought um, outlasted that person's name and left a legacy for humans to use throughout time. So what he was giving, as far as his ideas, he wanted to leave a legacy that it will outlast his name and his thoughts and all the rants that he's done, and that people will use and benefit for the future. So I think maybe, because what I've noticed with him is he's like, I don't know if he maybe knows how to convey his language properly, because I know when he's like going on these rants, he starts on one subject but ends
Very
on a
emotional.
complete different subject by the end of the conversation. And between that, he's already talked about at least 4 or 5 different other subjects. So maybe he's
It's
not
like
conveying his
someone
message
that he
Yeah,
properly.
knows.
I think he needed to hire a spokesperson because at the end of the
Just
day,
like Arrow. I think Arrow's
PR firm, PR firm is
yeah,
what we're talking about.
public relations.
Yeah.
You needed that because at the end, here's the thing: like you know, when you speak to someone, like there are certain verbiage that you use that may be taken out of content, and I guess a PR firm or someone who's well adversed with many different types of crowds will be able to communicate that in a way where it doesn't really offend anybody.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The guy, he's on like a different level of the spectrum because he thinks that he he's more of a creative guy. So people that are creative or people that are like inventors, for example, like I'm not sure if you guys seen the show Shark Tank. People
yeah.
that are inventors there, they usually don't. I'm not saying they don't get the deals, but I've noticed people on the panel like Mark Cuban or Kevin O'Leary saying, "Hey, sometimes being an inventor doesn't mean you're a great entrepreneur because you might have all these creative thoughts, but you don't know how to take that creative thought and turn it into a business and make profit, so you can pay out yourself and your investors." So it kind of goes with Kanye's things that he might be a genius, might be a musical genius, and might be very creative and his thoughts, but sometimes he might not be able to convey the message properly, and the way he does it, it's not good for business. Emphasis on why he's lost deals with Gap, Adidas, Balenciaga, his management company. I mean, a lot of people is dropping him. So the problem I
Every
see with
single
that is
thing.
with him getting a PR company is he's going to feel trapped in. And what's going to happen is maybe in a couple of years he might get bubbled in that he might have another rant explosion like this, because from the looks of it he's had explosions or altercations every anywhere from 2 to 4 years. Like I said, last time we saw was around 2020. Before that, I think it was like another couple of years ago. He had a couple more other rants. They weren't as big, but it seems like every single time they keep on getting more and more
So what you're
outlandish.
saying is, so he doesn't want to be controlled, but the thing is, he doesn't have the skill set necessary to express his thoughts and feelings. So it's just gonna happen. In my opinion, it's just a cycle that's gonna happen. He just wants. I just think he wants that attention too.
Oh
He wants
yeah,
something within him that's saying like, you know what? Oh, all these other artists like Drake and all these other guys, they're getting the attention, but I'm not getting the attention. So what do I do to make myself stand out? So he goes in all these different podcasts and stuff, and he'll say outlandish things so that people have their eyes on him. They're like, oh, you know what? Kanye said these remarks. So all these people are going to be attracted to that topic now. And now Kanye has more relevancy. Because if you see everywhere in the news right now, it's Kanye this, Kanye that. If he didn't make any of those topics, it wouldn't barely be anything about Kanye unless Kanye did like an album or something or some kind of promotion or something like that, then it would go to Kanye. But other than that, he's not getting the relevancy that he wants to.
yeah. That's what a lot of people would say back then when he would go on these rants, is because he wanted the attention because he was doing an album rollout. This
Yeah,
time it wasn't quite like that, but we are in a society right now where attention is almost as big, if not bigger, as regular currency. Getting as many eyes as you can on you is equivalent to making a lot of money. So
oh yeah.
again, I don't know what his plan was by going this way. I don't know if he, because I know he in a bunch of these interviews he said that Adidas can't do anything to him. Nothing, no one can stop him. No one can do anything. But look what
That's
happened. So
that's
again, I
just
don't know
having
if
too
it's
much
part
of
of
an
a bigger
ego.
plan or if he
When
really wasn't thinking it through.
when it comes down to that, I think Adidas owns all the styles, and he just owns the name. That's about it. He can't take those styles with him.
Right.
Adidas can just use the trademark. That's easy, but then those that the designs are Adidas's intellectual property. They can use them on whatever they want.
Exactly. And a lot of people have been saying like, oh, why didn't he just go and do stuff on his own? Yeah, I understand he's a big artist and he had millions of dollars before, but What Adidas has done in the last 70, 80 years of being a company is way different of just one person coming in and trying to build a
Yeah.
multinational, international, multi-billion-dollar brand, because they already have the manufacturing in place, they have the infrastructure in place, they have the networking, the logistics. So I mean, it was smart of him to be a businessman and to go of it and partner with them for him to establish his ideas and for them to use their manufacturing logistics for it to combine and obviously make all this money. But again, I don't know where his plan is in going forward. If he was trying to, I don't know if he was trying to get under their skin, so maybe he can get more of a lead on them. Because I know, like I said earlier, he was not getting invited to meetings. He felt like he was being shut down as a person, as a relative figure. So
Well, there
maybe,
must be a reason why he didn't get like invited to those as well. Maybe there's something that he said like that's not in the public that kind
I mean,
of
some people say that he was trying to have more creative control, but at the end of the day, because it is a corporation, they have board members. Everything had to be done in a decision. It's not like you own the company 100% and you
yeah.
make the decision. So I think he was trying to have more control. But I mean,
It
you
just
guys
doesn't
know
work
how
like
these,
that. It just
yeah,
doesn't
you
work
know how
like
these corporations work. There's decisions be made between amongst like hundreds of people, and then once that decision is final, when over
especially like
fifty
Adidas,
percent,
right?
yeah,
So like I mean Adidas can find someone else to do a brand partnership now. I mean there's so many artists that would, love to get a partnership with Adidas
for
to be in
sure.
that
But it also
position that
depends on
Kanye was
how,
in, right?
yeah, but it
So
also depends on how big the artist is too. Because if you just get some random Joe Show artist that has like 2 million followers on Instagram, it's not gonna be a big
no,
deal.
I
Because
mean
some of these artists are
yeah.
only popping for maybe one or like maybe 2 or 3 years. After that, most of them start dying out. They don't have the same flame as they do. You gotta get an artist that has the same relevancy from now to like 5 years ago, to if they're gonna have the same relevancy
Yeah.
in the next 5 years. Like like
So like
Arrow's point, Michael
hypo-
Jackson.
maybe
hypothetically, like
someone that's
you know,
Yo,
alive,
let me just, he's a legend,
someone
bro.
that's alive, maybe.
He's a legend.
like hypothetically, like let's say if Lil Baby came in and did that, then that would be kind of like a name that maybe Adidas could
Hold
do.
A little
on.
bit, yeah, but I mean, here's the thing:
Everyone,
Lil
everyone,
Baby is
everyone.
still a
Did I
newer
just hear
artist in
baby
the.
from Zagun?
Yeah, Lil Baby. Do you know who Lil Baby is?
Yeah, yeah, I know that, but that's just a funny nickname. You know what I mean?
No, I don't get it, Arrow. I think you're in La La Land. So,
I don't know why Lil Dicky didn't make it. He's also a pretty good rapper.
Who?
You know Lil Dicky?
Oh, Lil Dicky. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know why he didn't make it. He should have made it too.
Well, the
yeah,
thing is, when Lil Dicky came out, is more. I think it was around like 2014, 2015. That was when
Yeah,
a lot of like the
that's tight.
mumble sound era rappers were coming out from like high school. It was like all those like people just doing antics and rants, like 2 minute songs, and that's what people loved. He came out during that area, and then he wasn't able to. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was good. He got some traction. He has like a core following, but I don't think he was able to go full mainstream because a lot of people were liking people like a little Pump or a Smoke
a
Perp
Lil Pump.
or a little Uzi Vert.
Yeah,
It just depends on
What's
the
with
music of the time.
Lil? Why doesn't Kanye add Lil to his name? Lil Yee,
Lil
Lil
Ye.
Ye.
Maybe you
Hello,
should
yay.
suggest that to him.
Yeah,
He
Lil
want
Ye.
he wants to be he wants to be
yee
big
yee. That
gay.
shit like a toupee.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's
Come
because
Well,
on,
you know what?
he
We
wants
might
to be big gay.
Big A.
just because he wants to be Big Eight. Now this situation's happening, and now I don't know how he's going to combat this whole situation. Try to get that. I mean, the situation is gonna die down like anything, like any media, any news. Like it's just gonna
Okay,
get
you know what's you know what I'm curious? The fact that a while ago I read some like article that Kanye West was trying to prepare his daughter to take over the family business, and he was always telling his daughter, I think what North was it that was the oldest one. He kept saying, "Oh,
Yeah, Northwest, I think.
you have to take care of the business, you have to protect the family, and so on, so and so." But then, if you look at it, Kanye West kind of destroyed his name and his realm. So, what business is she gonna protect on his side? I mean, there's no business left. It looks like.
That's true. That is true.
I'm gonna be very curious to see like what happens of this situation. I think what Kanye said, what like I don't know, maybe he might even go to other podcasts
You,
and talk
you,
a bunch of crap again.
you know what he needs to
Who
do?
knows?
I
He
think
might not care. You know,
he needs
at
to
this
talk to PR.
no,
First,
I don't think at this point he's gonna talk to PR.
he gotta relax. He's gotta decipher what happened.
I
Right
think
now,
at this point,
maybe we could say, yeah, he lost like a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, he's not like fully lost. So he still got
He
some
has
like
400 million in his account. I mean, he's
oh.
chilling. He's
He
chilling.
could make it a comeback. He just gotta, I don't know, strategize what his next move is. Not just what he did, but he needs to improve on what he needs to
Yeah,
improve on that. So he needs
one
to
one
focus.
main word that he needs to get is the respect from people again. I
Yeah,
mean,
he needs to
their
re-show
respect is
that
really hard now.
respect. And number
Like,
two, he needs to fix himself. If he's got issues, he's got to take care of it. You can't go blabber in the public because at the end of the day, you can say to your buddy, you're sick. At the end of the day, your buddy's not a doctor. So what is he going to do? Nothing.
he's gonna like. I think it's gonna take some time to heal and to get his trust back again. But I think as artists do, I think he'll do like a formal. Maybe I don't even know, but I think
What if
he
his
should do an
empire
album.
collapses like Michael Jackson? Like, Michael Jackson a while back had that Wonderland that like shut down because of all the I guess what was that scenario like? I think he was like like doing like
There was
pedophilia.
allegations
Yeah.
of like with like little kids, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no
So
one was
we
I
so
mean, you
kind
never know because sometimes these artists are their egos are their own downfalls.
yeah.
The bigger their ego, the more of a hard fall they might
It's
have.
it's crazy how long it took like several years for him to build his name and then within a matter of 2 weeks poof.
Yeah.
That thing
These
went like
artists so these artists are used to constant attention. I mean, they have completely different lives, right? I mean, they live in the public eye. They have all these eyes watching out for them.
oh, what
So
about the paparazzis, the most annoying birds on the planet?
yeah, I mean, they have to deal with all that kind of situation. But when, like I said, right, when Kanye wasn't really getting that kind of attention, maybe it's just something in his brain is like, yo, I got to do something about it. You know what? This is kind of what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna trigger a bunch of people. I'm gonna get them to just I guess have my name out there, and yeah, and then we'll go from there. I think that's kind of what his like plan
I
is.
think I
He might
think the
really
bottom
do.
line is I think the bottom line is Kanye West is in a swamp that's up to his chest, and it's gonna take a lot of time for him to walk him out of that swamp.
Hundred
Oh yeah,
percent, I
that
agree.
swamp is huge.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
He really put
he's
himself in
eventually
a
there.
hole.
Yeah, there's a way out for him, but it's gonna take a lot of effort and time for him to get out of that.
They need to hire you, Harsh. You're the mad scientist who can fix that.
Yeah, the PR team is gonna be harsh, believer in
It's
hugs.
gonna be Harsh, the fit
Harshy Harsh and the Funky Bunch.
stole everybody's cookie crunch. There we go.
Yeah, I think Harsh would definitely go work for Kanye. I think that's one
Oh
of the
no, dude! Trust me, I don't even have a single clue about Kanye
He's,
until you guys talked
he's
about it.
gonna
I don't know about the guy. No clue.
he's gonna go on him. He's gonna be like, "I'm gonna be harsh on you," and he's like, "What's your name?" "My name is Harsh," and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, I got no clue
Well,
about the guy, man.
yeah. I mean, we'll see how everything plays out. I know right now the past couple weeks have been very heated with him, making a bunch of different comments every day and a lot of new things coming out. So um, hopefully he gets maybe his act together. Hopefully he had a plan, but definitely needs to set things straight in motion with a
oh
lot
yeah.
of people that he's offended. And we'll see how everything plays out. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed our little discussion. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and rate us. And until next time, we'll see you guys soon. Take care.